news, 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 news. News, 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 news. News, 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 news. News, 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 news. News, 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 news. News, 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 news. News, 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 news. What the hell? What do you mean there is no? I've already started here. I've already started the news. News, 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 news. Mystery. There you go. Oiled and owned. Why it sucks to be a Greek concubine as a male. Oiled and owned. Jesus. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready for the news. I'm gonna light. There we go. Let's watch the news. News, 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 news. Winter Olympics open with showbiz sparkle, Italian style. Let me see. Properties, automatic. A Baldur's Gate TV series. Oh, okay. There's a big stressful moment between the American ambassador for Poland and the Polish government. Because the Polish government has said how Donald Trump does not deserve the Peace Prize. And the ambassador flew off the handle a bit and said, maybe Poland does not deserve America's help. You bastards. Yeah. That's because I rated. Okay, I rated me to myself. Trump's demand for personal loyalty strains Poland's ties with the US. This is brilliant. This is the best news ever, okay? Hello, Vladimir. Everybody, you're talking about Trump's racist AI video, but I would highly recommend to ignore it. America is being silly. The what? Vladimir joined. What, I'm sorry, what racist video? Okay, I'm gonna talk about something more important, okay? I'm gonna be talking about the strained relationship between Poland and the United States because that is extremely funny. Okay? Extremely funny, extremely interesting. I wanna talk about it. I want to talk about it right now, especially since I am going to be, I'm pretty sure, the only person. I'm probably going to be the only streamer talking about it. So if you want to hear about it, if you want to hear somebody's opinion on it, then I'm afraid I'm going to be the only one. Okay? All right. I've been hit with gem races once again. All right, let's talk about it. Poland mentioned, I agree. Omelette with jam is slop. I love slop, okay? I love slop, as evidenced by the fact that when I used to play Final Fantasy XIV, I married in game a person called the Sloppy Maid, okay? I literally married a sloppy maid. Of course I love slop. What do you mean? I mean, for stream, it's not politics. It's more like slop. Oh yeah, that's true. All right, we're talking about Poland. No time to waste. Poland is the king of Poland after all. Okay? There's no more important place than Poland. Poland. Although, I've heard a really funny joke that Polish sounds like a Ukrainian that has a stroke. Okay? Polish sounds like Ukrainian after a stroke. I thought it was funny for some reason. Okay, let's do this. Trump's demand for personal loyalty strains Poland's. So basically, TLDR. Polish politician said that Donald Trump does not deserve the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, and an American ambassador got really angry at him. And then the Prime Minister of Poland said, "Don't scold us." And then the American politician said, "Fuck you." And then to put a cherry on top, and that is the best. Okay? The best part of all of this is that a random Twitter user, a completely random Twitter user, a no name, a nobody, wrote, "Oh yeah, get out of Poland, United States. We like our sovereignty and we like our independence, and we're not gonna bootleg." And the ambassador, the American ambassador for Poland, replied to the random Twitter user and said, "Oh yeah, should we leave? Should we take our troops and equipment with us?" This is so pathetic. I sincerely hope this is going to be mentioned in this article, because this is so, oh my God, what a pathetic situation in which an ambassador of the most powerful country in the world just starts answering to random Twitter users. All right. By publicly placing Poland's parliamentary speaker on what looked like a diplomatic naughty step, the US ambassador stirred a familiar Polish reflex resistance to outsiders acting like colonial governors, deciding who was acceptable and who was not. This is so funny. The clash between Tom Rose, the US ambassador to Poland, and Włodzimierz Czarzasty, the Speaker of the Polish lower house, was ostensibly about a Nobel Peace Prize endorsement for US President Donald Trump from Czarzasty. Czarzasty said, I will not endorse it. I will not endorse it because he does not deserve it. Which, you know what? He doesn't, okay? It's a statement of fact. Trump does not deserve the Peace Prize, sorry. My glasses are a little bit foggy. He does not deserve it, okay? Say what you want, but he does not deserve it. But it is about more than that. It reflects how Trump's personalized approach to alliances demands personal fealty to him, and how that expectation collides with a Democratic ally whose senior politicians are neither obliged nor inclined to show it publicly. Uh-oh. Poland is being rowdy. Poland deserves to be punished. Those Eastern European countries, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, they're being naughty. They deserve to be put on a naughty list. It also shows how Poland's right is betting that visible submission to Washington remains a winning domestic strategy. Even as public trust in the United States under Trump fades. Jesus Christ. No to Trump. The immediate trigger was a statement by Ambassador Rose. The immediate trigger was a statement by Ambassador Rose, who announced that the United States would have no further dealings, contacts, or communications with Czarzasty, the Speaker of the Polish Parliament. The reason, he said, was outrageous and unprovoked insults directed at President Trump. Yeah, if you say that President Donald Trump does not deserve the Nobel Peace Prize, that's unprecedented, that's just provocation, and that's just hate, I guess. That's insults. What Czarzasty had actually done was refuse to back an initiative promoted by US and Israeli parliamentary leaders to nominate Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. Explaining his refusal, he said Trump pursued transactional politics and relied on force often at the expense of international law. He also criticized Trump for dismissive remarks about NATO's allies' role in Afghanistan and for treating places like Greenland as bargaining chips. I mean, all of this is correct. What can I say? Poor Czarzasty being lambasted for, I mean, yeah, he does seek transactional politics. He does rely on force, all of this, and he does have contempt for international law. So I don't know. It feels correct to me. Trump should be, if anything, Trump should be criticized like this more by leaders. Internal fracture. What followed revealed more about Poland's internal fracture than about diplomatic protocol. Law and Justice, the nationalist opposition party, immediately backed the ambassador. Its politicians flooded social media, demanding Czarzasty's resignation, accusing him of sabotaging the US-Poland alliance and endangering national security. I'm sorry, but what a sad state of affairs if diplomatic relations and, I don't know, an alliance with a different country depends on sucking the cock of that country's leader, quite literally. It's just so pathetic. Like, Trump can do anything. Trump can just shit on international law, threaten to invade Greenland. And if you criticize him for it, oh, that's bad. That's so bad. President Karol Nawrocki, elected with Law and Justice support, had earlier called a National Security Council meeting to discuss Chajast's alleged Russian contacts. Of course. Of course. Yeah. I'm sorry. What about Donald Trump's alleged Russian contacts while we're at it? What about those alleged contacts? Remember that? I mean, Chajast is not the one openly saying that Vladimir Putin is his close friend. Prime Minister Donald Tusk responded with restraint. Allies should respect each other, not lecture each other, he wrote. At least this is how we here in Poland understand partnership. Well, too bad. Stay sad, because that is not how the US under Trump understands partnership. Does it even understand anything? Like, does Trump even care about partnership at all, apart from personal friendships? Rose doubled down, praising Tusk as a model ally, while insisting that insulting the greatest friend Poland has ever had in the White House was unacceptable. Oh yeah, Trump is such a friend to Polish people that he started, deporting them a lot. Trump started deporting Polish people a lot from the US. That's how big of a friend he is to Poland and Polish people. Alliance discipline. Bondage and discipline in the alliance. The incident exposes how Trump's model of alliance management operates criticism. Hold on, I have to read this again. I'm having problems with basic reading, it seems. The incident exposes how Trump's model of alliance management operates. Criticism is reclassified as insult. Institutional independence is treated as disloyalty. Partnership becomes conditional on personal deference to the American president. This is not unique to Poland, but Poland is a test case where it collides with a functioning divided democracy rather than a client state or a fully aligned government. Whoopsie daisy. And there's going to be more countries like that. There's definitely going to be more countries like that. Hence the description as a case test. Case test. Okay. Security dependence. Poland's position makes this collision particularly sharp. The country hosts around 10,000 US troops. America. I wonder how many of those 10,000 troops are from the best place. And has spent hundreds of billions of dollars on American military hardware. It is building the largest army in Europe and sits on the front line of any confrontation with Russia. Poland simply cannot afford to antagonize Washington, and everyone in Polish politics knows it. So I guess they're gonna, suck Trump's cock. That dependency usually imposes caution. What Rose's intervention has done is expose how far the individual parties are prepared to go in offering blind personal loyalty to Trump and the United States of America. Best catch up. Performative loyalty. Of course it's performative. It's not about actually liking Trump or actually being loyal to him. It's about creating the appearance of being loyal to him. Everybody knows it. There are a few idiots that are actually loyal to Trump and actually believe in his thing, but most of it is very cynical. I'm talking about Poland, of course. Law and Justice has chosen open subservience. When Trump suggested annexing Greenland, the party's media apparatus argued Greenlanders would benefit. When Trump dismissed NATO allies' battlefield contributions in Afghanistan, Law and Justice stayed silent despite 44 Polish deaths. When Nawrocki was asked about Trump's comments, he declined to criticize. Bootlicker. Brown-nosed bootlicker. That is what we call people like that. The party's chairman, Jarosław Kaczynski, has proposed that Poland pay $1 billion to join Trump's board of peace. No way, Jose. Hold on. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Yeah, let's join the board of peace together with Vladimir Putin and Lukashenko. That would be a great idea. That's just fine. The calculation behind this strategy is that loyalty to Trump will deliver domestic political dividends. Law and Justice hopes that cultivating favor with Washington will weaken Tusk's coalition, isolate Czarzasty, and position the parties as Poland's only credible security partner. Rose's intervention seemed designed to assist that project by publicly disciplining Czarzasty. The ambassador handed Law and Justice a weapon to use against the government. I don't want the far right to return to power in Poland. Oh God, I don't want that. Please. Please let that not happen. My God, all the brainless voters are gonna vote for Law and Justice now, won't they? All the brainlets are just gonna jump in, jump on, and we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back to dismantling democracy, aren't we? God, I thought we were done with that. I had hoped that that project was done at least for a little bit, but my God. Public backlash. Oh. Whoops. Thank God. Oh, I just criticized the Polish public, and the Polish public, it seems, is... the problem is that Polish public opinion is not following the script. Polling published this week by CBOS showed that just 28% of Poles view Trump's presidency positively after 1 year in office. Yes! Oh my God. You know what? Maybe Polish people are not so bad. Maybe Polish people are okay. I am jaded. I thought that maybe Polish people would vote for Law and Justice and buy this crap, but no. Polish people understand that Trump is a horrible president. Thank God. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. All right. I believe in Polish people again for now, for a bit. Whereas among governing coalition voters, the numbers are catastrophic. 97% of Civic Coalition supporters view Trump negatively. Uh-oh. Even among Law and Justice voters, only 73% see the US as a reliable ally under Trump. A separate survey by IBRAS found that 54% of Poles now consider the US under Trump as an unreliable partner. Good. Okay, Polish people have brains, it seems. That is good to know. That Polish people can be dependent not to blindly support Donald. Because he is an unreliable partner. The US is an unreliable partner. That is undeniable. Selective sovereignty. This creates a paradox. Law and Justice is wagering its credibility on alignment with a US president whom most Poles distrust. The party that attacks the government for insufficient patriotism is now amplifying foreign pressure on the head of the Polish parliament and institution directly elected by Poles in democratic elections, which I hope will backfire. Oh my God, I hope this blows up in their face. The fact that they keep talking about sovereignty from the European Union, the fact that they keep talking about sovereignty in general, and now they're demanding blind loyalty to a foreign leader. I hope this will blow up. I hope this will backfire and they will never get back into power. Sovereignty, it turns out, is not an absolute principle, but a variable one. Applied selectively depending on who is doing the pressuring. True and real, and also awful while we're at it. Tusk's opening. Yeah, go Tusk. Get him. Get him hard. Kick their butt. Kick their asses. Okay? Kick their butts. Hard. Tusk has grasped the opportunity by responding to Rose with measured firmness rather than submission. He has positioned himself as the defender of Poland's sovereignty. His intervention on Epstein documents reinforces the contrast. Yes, 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 yes. As much as at the end of the day, Donald Tusk is just a centrist guy, he is still far more preferable to Jarosław Kaczynski. You don't even know. We don't want Jarosław Kaczynski back. Please, please no. He also ordered prosecutors to examine recently released U.S. court materials linked to Jeffrey Epstein, including any possible Polish connections or foreign intelligence involvement, treating the issue as a matter of state due diligence rather than partisan taboo. In doing so, he is subtly framing Law and Justice as Trump loyalty, as a liability rather than an asset. True. Well done. Oh my God. Well done. I salute to you, okay? I clap to this sort of thing. Do not be blindly loyal to Trump. That is the worst thing that you can do. That is the worst thing the European leaders in particular can do right now. Europe should be not divided, but they should be united under a principle of not blindly supporting Trump. Other NATO members are watching closely. If fealty becomes the price of security, democracies with opposition parties, independent parliaments, and critical media will face the same friction. For now, Czarzasty has held his ground. Tusk has defended the principle that Polish institutions answer to Polish voters, not foreign ambassadors. Law and Justice has chosen the opposite path. The question is whether Polish voters will reward them for it or punish them. Oh God, I hope the Law and Justice Party gets punished. I hope it gets punished hard to the point that they will just be removed. They will be completely removed from any hope that they could go back and that they could hold power like they used to. Oh my God, I hope so. That is my deep personal wish, okay? My deep personal wish. Any question? I'm the most Polish person ever, so you can ask me anything. Also, yes, America is triggered as hell. All right. Whew. Any questions at all? Oh yeah, I might as well do it on the President Sunday thing as well. That was the news of the day. Okay. As a Polish patriot, I cannot be more proud. As a ultra Polish nationalist, I cannot be more proud. Vladimir says, to quote unquote win elections, Republicans are should keep doing this more often. Hold on. I want to see. I hope this is a video to react, not just some meme joke, okay? It is a meme
You said
joke.
that you're a trans woman.
I trans female, yes, ma'am, sir.
Do you have a penis?
That's horrible.
You're the one that brought that into the discussion.
I
You're the one that
never
brought that
said
into
anything about genitalia.
Oh, it has
there-
everything to do with
Okay.
genitalia.
I don't know what my
Audience-
rights are for
audience-
right now.
Audience, if you want to,
Yeah.
Oh, it has
there-
everything to do with
Okay.
genitalia.
I don't know what my
Audience-
rights are for right
audience-
now.
audience, if you want to stay in here,
I don't know what my rights
Well,
are, but that question was
ma'am, you don't
highly
have to-
inappropriate.
you do not have to answer any question. If you're through, we'll dismiss you.
Well, I'm not through with questions, but I'm not going to answer that question. That's
Okay.
highly inappropriate.
Again, you can say that, and that's your right. So,
Okay. I'm a
there any
healthcare.
other-
Do you have a penis? Do you have a penis? Vladimir, do you have a penis?
professional.
Are there any other
Doctor, please
questions?
treat me as such. Next
there-
question, please.
Oh my god. Do you have a penis? God. Do you have a penis? Penis. All right. This is interesting. Yes, and balls. In fact, 2 of them. You still have your 2 balls? You haven't traded any of your balls for any favors with the government? You still... Also, a real man has 7, okay? A real man has 7 balls because we all know that 7 balls grant any wish that you want. Got him. You only have 2. Loser. Loser. Okay. Whew. Fascinating. Did you know that my birthday is on the 28th of February? If you want to do some special donations, then, you know, feel free, okay? Let's see if Bernie Sanders has has done a video on this ICE thing. Oh, oligarchs go to hell. ICE out of control everywhere. Go to hell, oligarchs.
The more important point is not just that the big money and the billionaires own the economy, they do. It's not just that they buy and sell politicians in a corrupt political system, they do. It's not just that we have more concentration.
This is what happens when you get a Polish Jewish person in politics, okay? Because Bernie Sanders' parents, remember, were Polish Jewish people. Never forget. America could have had a Polish Jewish president. Never forget.
Ownership today, handful of huge corporations controlling the economy. It's true. It's not just that they own the media. They do. But what's even worse than all of that is what they do is create a culture which says we, the oligarchs, the richest people in the world, we've got all of the power. We can do anything We want
Actually, Epstein just perfectly illustrates this. Like, the Epstein thing perfectly illustrates this point, I would say. Especially since even when he was imprisoned, again, I will remind you, he was allowed to just work during the day and was asked to go to prison at night. When someone is powerful, they can basically do whatever they want. They build contacts with other powerful people and they create their little pedo islands. That is the culture. That is the Epstein mess illustrates that perfectly well, in my opinion.
and you are powerless. And what
Powerless at best, and maybe, I don't know, entertainment at worst. You might become merchandise if you're not too careful.
we are here tonight to tell them is go to hell.
True. True and real, isn't it? You could have had him. You could have had him as the Polish Jewish president. America does not recognize good when it sees it. America cannot handle having good things. That is my opinion on this. Just cannot handle it. Just no. Personal loyalty, be loyal. Russian prisons taking most of inmates' cash for upkeep. What? I'm surprised that it's not for the special military operation. I want to read about this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Our ex-minister is in trouble. Poland's minister is in trouble. Interesting. Our ex-justice minister was so corrupt, such a criminal, that he's about to get arrested. He had to look for asylum in Hungary. He had to look for refuge because he created his little mafia organizations through which he embezzled funds, governmental funds, for helping victims of abuse or something like that. It's incredibly disgusting. I don't know which part is more disgusting, the fact that the person did the crime or the fact that Hungary is now sheltering him, giving him political asylum. But I guess Hungary has become this little asylum for criminals, hasn't it? It's become par for the course. Russia increasing double top strikes, targeting rescuers in Ukraine. Researcher says. Yeah, that's been known. Moscow demands international recognition of Donbass as Russian. Never. Never, never, ever. I will never recognize it. Okay? Which countries do Poles like the most and the least? This is going to be a Poland stream, okay? Which countries do Poles like most and the least? Let's see. I think Poland likes Ukraine. I like Ukraine, and therefore Poland likes Ukraine because I'm the representative of Poland, especially as a trans person. I think Poland does not like Germany, maybe. A lot of people are against Germany. I don't dislike. I don't have countries that I don't have countries that I dislike. That's the problem of this little thing. I don't really have countries per se that I dislike. I think all countries are cute in their own little way. Well, okay, that's a lie. I have grown to dislike Russia. Belarus I see as a victim of Russia. Italy tops the list of nation most liked by Poles, while sentiment towards traditional allies such as the United States is cooling, and overall distrust of other countries is rising. A new poll shows. Okay, let's go. Nearly 6 in 10 Poles, 58%, say they feel positively towards Italians. I wonder why. Is it because of spaghetti? Is it because of lasagna and pizza? Of only 7% expressing dislike, according to survey by polling from CBOs that measured attitudes towards 21 nations and ethnic groups. Published Thursday, the poll also shows that Russians remained at the bottom of polls' favorability rankings. I wonder why. What could be the reason why Russians remain at the bottom, huh? Maybe years of invasions, Russification, it's just occupation. Maybe all that stuff kind of contributed to Poland's attitudes towards Russians. Who knows? Maybe. It's a mystery. We will need a study, a meta study. We will need researchers to get on this. I wonder. A sentiment reinforced by Moscow's ongoing war in Ukraine. Ooh, well, damn. Overall, the CBO's survey recorded a decline in sympathy and a rise in antipathy towards most of the countries surveyed, with the largest drop in positive sentiment affecting Americans. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts because ever since I was small, I've actually always had a strong sentiment, positive sentiments towards the United States. I could do a whole weepy segment about it. Jews and Ukrainians. A Shift analyst links to the tense international climate. Jesus Christ. I guess I am on the naughty list as a Polish Jewish person. I am on the naughty list, I guess. Strained ties with Washington. Poles long regarded as among the most pro-American nations in Europe. I am still pro-American, okay? I'm pro-American people. I am anti-Trump establishment, okay? I am pro my American friends. Appear to have grown more wary of Washington since Donald Trump's return to the White House last year. That's smart. That is good. Being anti-Trump establishment, good, I would say. It means that people have a sense of self-perseverance. Do want to persevere. The CBO's poll found that sympathy towards Americans. Okay, sympathy towards Americans should be a different topic. Trump is not Americans. Fell by 11 percentage points from 58 in 2025 to 47 in 2026. At the same time, negative sentiment rose from 10 to 18%. Oh gosh. Trump really is getting the respect, huh? Trump keeps talking about how America is finally respected. Well, that is exactly how America is respected under Donald Trump. This is the direct effect of Trump's policy. This is the direct effect of Trump's decisions. As a result, the US has fallen from polls' second most favored nation in the last year's CBOS survey to fourth. What are the first three countries? I want to hear. Italy is first. What is the second and what's the third? In the latest in a series of polls suggesting that relations between the two countries, with Warsaw once seen as Washington's model ally for its defense spending, are increasingly strained as Trump's ambivalence towards NATO and perceived deference to Russia fuel security concerns in Poland. Good. SW Research found last month that the majority of Poles no longer perceive Washington as a trustworthy ally, with only 1/3 believing that the US can be relied on. Vladimir says, Epstein was trying to make people around the world like really anti-Semitic. He almost got me in his conversations with Israeli. Jesus Christ. Listen, I should be your argument not to be anti-Semitic, okay? Lucy Haza is the cutest, sweetest pumpkin you could ever see on this side of the moon. Okay? US cannot be relied on. Eroding sympathies elsewhere. Okay, let's see. The rise in negative sentiment is not limited to the US. The poll recorded an 8-point increase in antipathy towards Jews. Uh-oh. I guess I'm hated now. Thank you. Hold on. What else is new? People hate me. While sympathy fell by 4 points, a shift can be seen as a reaction to Israel's military campaign in Gaza. I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for Israel. Okay? Listen, I am not responsible for Gaza. Leave me alone. No, don't leave me alone. Stay, watch the stream. Attitudes towards Ukrainians also worsened, with antipathy rising 5 points to 43% and sympathy slipping 1 point to 29%. That sucks. Especially since whenever I'm in Ukraine, I meet with a lot of gratitude. I meet with a lot of positivity towards Poland. This is really shitty. This is a result of a organized campaign, by the way. This is definitely a very concentrated effort by both Russian misinformation and pro-Russian party, the Confederation of the Crown. I should make a segment on that. As Russia's full-scale war against Ukraine approaches its 4th anniversary, surveys have shown a gradual erosion of Polish sympathy for Ukrainians, millions of whom fled to Poland after the 2022 invasion, compared with the near unanimous public support seen at the start of the war. I hate this. I hate this so much. People are so stupid. Whatever. People are stupid. Attitudes towards neighbors. CBOS notes that in 2026, Polish attitudes towards most neighboring nations worsened, with the exceptions of Slovakia and Germany, both of which saw slight increase in sympathy. The most positively viewed bordering nations remain the Czech Republic, 55%, followed by Slovakia, 52%. Liking Slovakia in today's climate is really naive, okay? Slovakia is extremely pro-Russian. The Slovakian government, I mean. The Slovakian people are not, but the Slovakian government it definitely is. And Lithuania, 43%. Germany ranks 4th, followed by Ukrainians, Belarusians, and Russians. I mean, it's not that bad. Ukraine is still in the top 5, so I guess not that bad. All right. We know who Polish people like. We know who Polish people dislike. We know that Polish people are full of anti-Semitism, which is why I'm hated. And, you know, all that stuff. It is all known. It has all been decided, which I am excited to talk to you about. Isn't that exciting? Press like on the stream. Press like. Press subscribe button. Come to lucyhaza.org/live. Consider donating. Consider subscribing. As I am trying to make ends meet. Okay? What do you think about that idea? Do you like it when Lucy Haza makes ends meet? Do you like this situation? Telegram. You know what I mean? Wait, what? Oh, wow. I did not expect that. I mean, for stream, it's not politics. Oh. My goodness. I'm hungry still. Any question about the news? Let's look at Reuters. Reuters. White House defends, then deletes racist Trump posts depicting. Oh, is that the thing that you told me to ignore, Vladimir? Pardon January 6th rioter, pleads guilty to threatening U.S. Democratic leader Jeffrey. Oh. The U.S. Appeals Court rejects challenge to Trump's efforts to ban DEI. U.S. moves to deport 5-year-old detained in Minnesota. Yes, finally, we make America safer from those criminals and those crazy people that want to be trans. Finally, criminal 5-year-olds. Let's deport him. Deport the kid. Get him out of here. Okay? I bet he's not even trying to assimilate. Screw him. Get him. Good job. Let's see. I'm all for it. I'm excited. Lawyer says Trump administration seeking expedition deportation. These are regular removal proceedings. True. Of course, all 5-year-olds should be removed. Finally, America should be 5-year-old free. It's okay, Emily. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security said on Friday it is seeking to deport a 5-year-old Ecuadorian boy who was detained in Minnesota last month. Exactly. Is he paying taxes? Is he doing proper immersion into the American culture? He's a criminal, I bet. What is his criminal record? I want to know. The department, which has federal oversight of immigration enforcement, denied that it was seeking expedient removal after a lawyer for the boy Liam Conejo Ramos told the New York Times that the Trump administration was seeking an expedited deportation. Why would the United States want to deport 5-year-old kids? Crazy, insane. But that is now the America that you inhabit if you're American. This is your country now. We demand that this 5-year-old boy be deported. The lawyer Danielle Moliver described the move as an extraordinary and possibly retaliatory. These are regular removal proceedings, Department spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin said, adding, "This is standard procedure, and there is nothing retaliatory about enforcing the nation's immigration laws on 5-year-olds. Get out of here, kid. Go back to your own country." Lawyers for Liam and the Department of Justice did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Liam and his father, Adrian Coneo Arias, who both entered the U.S. legally as asylum applicants, were detained at a U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement detention facility in Dilley, Texas, until a judge ordered their release on January 30. So what's the problem? They came to the U.S. legally as asylum applicants. What's the problem then? Why do they want to deport the kid? What the hell is wrong? They returned to Minnesota following their release. The Trump administration defended the move, with the Department of Homeland Security accusing Coneo Arias of being in the U.S. illegally without providing additional details. But he came to the U.S. legally. Did his stay? I don't get it. Did his stay expire? Did his legal documents expire? Do you know what you do when your legal documents expire and you came to the country legally? You do an application and you prolong your legal documents. You don't get you don't just get kicked out. He managed to get in legally into the country. This is nonsense. This is not how that is not how immigration procedure should work. If you have a card to stay, for example, in the country for a year. If it expires, you just apply for a new one. You don't get automatically just kicked out of the country. That makes no sense whatsoever. The case of the 5-year-old who was photographed wearing a blue bunny hat and Spider-Man backpack outside his house when federal agents apprehended him gained national attention in the US. What the fuck? What a way to describe it. They apprehended a 5-year-old kid. Wait, apprehend. I want to know the meaning of apprehend, because apprehend kind of implies that there's some possible retaliation possible. Apprehend meaning. To apprehend is to capture or arrest, as when the police try to apprehend criminals and bring them to justice. Yeah, we apprehended the 5-year-old. Come on. Do you know how that sounds? We apprehended this 5-year-old criminal. Fuck me. President Donald Trump and top officials have said in recent weeks that they aimed to de-escalate tensions in Minnesota after Trump deployed thousands of agents to the state as part of his immigration crackdown. Yeah, that sure is going to de-escalate tensions. Apprehending 5-year-old kids. That's going to do it. If you want to de-escalate, you better get them kids. Better get them young. As young as possible. Protests have erupted across Minnesota in opposition to the deployment of immigration agents who have fatally shot 2 U.S. citizens in the state. Yeah, I guess that's the new modus operandi of the Trump administration. We gotta arrest 5-year-old kids that don't know what's going on. And we must treat them as criminals. We must criminalize 5-year-olds. The pro-children party, okay, that wants to protect children against those evil trans people. God damn. I did not expect to read these news today. I did not expect to be talking about 5-year-olds being detained as criminals and, I don't know, deported. It's crazy, especially since the boy's father, again, entered the country legally. It's insane. Whatever, what are you gonna do? I cannot do anything. It's not like I have any voice in the United States. I'm not a voter. But if you are, you know, you better be active politically in the United States. Now is not the time not to involve yourself in politics in the United States. I'll tell you this much. Your apathy will cost you everything. Okay? Now is not the time to be apathetic. Now is the time to act, if anything. That is my opinion. If you want to know my opinion, that is it. I don't mean to push. I don't mean to be pushy and arrogant, but that is what I tell you. Oh my gosh, so much excitement. So much excitement. What time is it? It's 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. and I'm very, very eager to do at least one more topic. Vladimir says, change your skin color or you're going to be determined for... Yeah. Yeah. Penis enlargement. Okay, I'm listening. FIS aims to quash penis enlargement sideshow, but science makes sense. Ooh. I'm gonna enlarge my woman cock. FIS dismisses penis enlargement talk as wild rumor. Hold on, let me see. Vladimir always sends me the best stuff. And then we're gonna be talking about big penises. because we all like that, I think. Yes.
The more important point is not just that the big money and the billion.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, Vladimir. Did you just link me the video that I just watched on my own on stream? Okay, no, you didn't. Thank God.
This vehicle is registered to you?
Yep, it's my father's.
Father's? And you were born here? What hospital?
It's not here no.
What hospital? What the fuck? I don't remember what hospital I was born in. Why would you have to remember that? Why would you remember what hospital you were born in?
Well, this hospital's been taken down. I don't know what it's called.
Okay, you have your social?
Not on me. I don't carry that.
What is the number?
Well, I gotta tell you my social. I'm a U.S. citizen, simple as that.
Okay, well,
And then you try opening my door earlier too. For what?
we can do that.
You can't just do that. If you were to approach me nicely, at least I will cooperate with y'all. But right now,
What is
y'all.
nicely?
Right now, I have 3 cars surrounding me, and you try
What the fuck?
reaching for my door for nothing.
What's your name?
Enrique, I already told you. My name's
Enrique
Enrique.
what?
Beltran.
Date of birth?
Jesus Christ almighty, what the hell? Yeah, we can just open your door. No problem. Don't worry about it.
February 6th, 01.
Okay, keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye on me like if I'm finna go somewhere. My truck's off.
Keep an eye out. What the fuck?
This is fucking unbelievable.
What's your date of birth, bro?
06, February 06, 01.
2601.
Why do y'all wear masks? For what?
Tripping off of immigrants, I thought that was America, the land of opportunity, not breaking down in terror.
What the fuck? Keep an eye on him. Oh boy.
Don't forget you immigrated too, that's why you here with us.
So y'all just racially profiling everybody now?
Yes, unironically, yes, that is what's happening. If you're not white, you're gonna be stopped by ICE, no matter what. They don't care. If you don't look white, if you don't present white, you will be stopped and your nationality will be questioned. Your citizenship will be questioned. 100%, yes. They will racially profile everyone. Yes, actually, that is what's happening.
No? Or y'all just putting it because y'all thought I was an immigrant? Was it my truck?
Yeah, it was it was the color of your skin.
Was it my truck that gave it away? Are y'all not ashamed of yourself? What the fuck y'all be doing?
No, absolutely not. They're absolutely not ashamed. Like, I gotta ask, how many white people were stopped like this? How many white people were stopped in the middle of the street and asked, are you really a citizen? I want to know. I want to know the exact number of cases where a random white person was just stopped and asked, are you a citizen?
Especially the first dude trying to reach for my door right away. That's not cool, man. I'm not harming y'all. I don't got no gun on me, no nothing. And for y'all to be approaching like that, that's fucked up. Real talk.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Fuck out of here.
Have a good day.
All right, fuck out of here.
Wild. Wild, wild west. But you know, it is what it is. Where is the thing that I was looking for? Where is the thing? Oh yeah, we're looking at big penises, okay? Let's go to what really matters. World's skiing's governing body has moved swiftly to squash talk of sky jumpers injecting their penises with paraffin or hyaluronic acid to gain a competitive edge. Wait, you can get a competitive edge in skiing by making your penis bigger? How does that work? I don't get it. But scientists and ski jumpers at the Winter Olympics say if true, it would make perfect sense. Would it? What? You big penis energy equals good ski results? Does it add some extra thing to your jumping wins saying, what? The Olympics' strangest sideshow blew up when the World Anti-Doping Agency said on Thursday it would be on the lookout for any evidence male ski jumpers were artificially enlarging their penises in a bid to manipulate one of the sport's rules? Huh? What? What? How? Why? What's the rule? Wada's comment came after it was questioned about a report in Germany's Bild, which said the newspaper had discovered insider talk of the practice being used to alter athletes' ski jumpsuit measurement point, thereby securing a larger, more aerodynamic suit for the duration of the season. No way! Holy moly! No way! If you want to win in skiing, you gotta get a big cock. Oh my god. Okay. Well, the sports governing FIS dismissed the affair as wild rumor. It said there has never been any indication, let alone evidence, that the practice was being employed. Slovenia's Olympic silver medalist ski jumper Stijn Prev told Reuters the reports were not revelatory to him. Sounds like a person that has enlarged his penis to secure an aerodynamic suit to me. Oh my gosh. Wow. I did not see that coming. I will admit that this caught me off guard. Ski jumpers, okay? Skiing is made easier. Competitive skiing is made easier when you enlarge your cock. Okay. That is interesting. It is a topic that was spoken about quite a lot a month ago in this ski jumping world. Prev, who won silver at the Beijing 2022 Olympics, said in an interview, adding that he had never done this. Oh, me personally, I've never had to enlarge my penis. My penis is the biggest of them all already. I am a 15-inch monster cock skier. Nor knew of anyone doing it. Only small PP people have to do that, okay? My penis is so big that I have the most aerodynamic suit in the universe. Full body scan. There's gonna be penis inspections before skiing competitions. Elite ski jumpers undergo a full body scan to ensure their skin tight suits do not have extra material, which would give them more lift as they soar through the air. The crotch of a ski jumper suit is allowed to run to the bottom of the athlete's genitals, meaning an enlarged penis would give them more potentially performance-enhancing material. This is unfair, okay? This means that people with big penises in general have an unfair biological advantage over other jumpers, don't you think? What happened? Okay? What happened to unfair advantage in sports? Okay? Why should the big penis people be advantaged? While no athlete or coach said they knew of anyone practicing the method, female Norwegian ski jumper Erin Maria Kvandal seemed to speak for many with her reaction. I think that's horrible, she said, wincing. That's a big step to take to get an advantage. I mean, there's more than one advantage to having a big cock, okay? I think there's whatever. No, not whatever. I'm just saying. The science, though, would appear to be compelling. A study published by scientific journal Frontier suggested a small change in fit can have a real consequence once an athlete leaves the ramp, with the computer modeling showing an extra 2.8 meters in jump length for each extra centimeter of fabric. At least it did not say for each extra amount of cock size, which that argument could be made. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see if there's a video.
Bob, Skeleton, and Luge. One's head first, one's feet first, one's in a little.
Head. Okay, let's be serious for a moment. Are they investigating Winter Olympic athletes now? No. They're investigating cis men for having enlarged their penises. That is what's happening. Oh boy. The more surface area they have, the more surface they expose while in the air. The further they go, Marco Bellotti, director of the mechanic department of Milan's Politecnico University, told Reuters. That means that people with huge cocks have an unfair advantage in skiing, actually, logically speaking. An unfair biological advantage. Obviously, it's as if they were a glider, so the greater the wing surface, the farther they can travel. And so the trick is that during the measurement phase, they can try to increase the jumper's apparent body volume so that the suit ends up being larger. The wing surface increases without significantly increasing the athlete's mass, essentially their weight. The issue has drawn attention partly because suit manipulation has previously led to sanctions in the sport. Two Norwegian Olympic medalists, Marius Lidvik and Johan Andre Forfang, were suspended for 3 months last year after their team were found to have secretly adjusted seams around the crotch area of their suits at the 2025 World Ski Championships because of their giant penises. Well, what have we learned? We have learned that having a big package can be a large biological advantage in sports. Therefore, I call for all huge-cocked people to be banned from sports because it's an unfair biological advantage. Thank you. Also, people with huge cocks should go to separate bathrooms while we're at it. Not to intimidate those with smaller packages. Thank you. Okay, we've done it. We were lovely, right? Lovely. I am so happy that I could have delivered these news to you. I am sure you are all fans of skiing, and I'm sure you're all fans of cock. So I have married those two worlds, and I've delivered wonderful news about both in one segment. This is why I'm your favorite streamer. This is why I am your favorite streamer, because cock. Maybe I will upload it on the Lucy Hazard channel, actually. Whew. Wow. This is so wonderful. All right. More? You want more news? I think I can start a poll on this channel. Hold on. I think I am able to start the poll. Do you want more news? Oh, yeah. No, rest, Lucy. Oh my God. Oh no. Start the enquete. Start the poll. I am hungry. I need more than one vote. I need more than one vote. Do you know what I mean? I voted. Wait, it's 50-50 now. I need a tiebreaker, okay? Please give me tiebreaker. I voted yes. Nice. Who voted no? Who voted no? Who is against law and order on this stream? Who is against law and order? Please. You watching 3. Oh yeah. Go chill. We'll see you later. Go chill. Well, someone has to break the tie. Okay? Someone has to break the tie. You understand my feelings? Someone has to be the tiebreaker voter. It's landlocked. Oof. I know. And they're not voting. The third voter is not voting. Epstein's alive? What? What the hell? I have to look into this. No, there's also a Galactic News Network saying that is Epstein alive?
So, folks, real quick, I wanted to talk about a man called Senator Bill Cassidy.
This is an example of why I praise Polish politicians for not bootlicking Trump, by the way. This is exactly why. Because it gets you nowhere. I am glad that Polish politicians, at least some of them, increasingly understand that.
Now, for those of you who don't know who Bill Cassidy is, he is he's a Trump sycophant. Like, he's truly been one of the most groveling members of the Senate.
Jesus.
And I just wanted to say that watching this senator from Louisiana, like, just kowtow to Trump over and over and over again,
And then be discarded like yesterday's trash.
is especially funny because he's one of the few people who remain in office in the Republican Party who actually voted to convict him during his impeachment trial.
Oh
Bill
snap! Oh snap!
Cassidy voted to convict him in the Senate,
Oh crap!
which is maybe, you know, puts him pretty high up on the shit list of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Which, you know, Bill Cassidy for years now has done his utmost to try and placate this overgrown orange baby man and show him how much no Trump, baby, I love you, no, don't be like that, shh, no, I love you, I've never leave you, baby.
What? But he voted to convict him.
Baby, no, baby. And Trump has seemed relatively cool with that until yesterday.
wasn't.
Highly respect.
Wait, what happened to the browser? What happened?
Respected America First Congresswoman Julia Letlow of the wonderful state of Louisiana is a great star and has been from the very beginning and only gets better. I'm hearing that Julia is considering launching her campaign for the United States Senate in Louisiana, a place I love and won big 6 times, including primaries in 2016, 2020, and 2024. I know Julia well and have seen her tested at the highest and most difficult levels, and she is a total winner. A proud mother
boy.
of 2 children, Julia is a wonderful person, has always delivered for Louisiana, and would continue doing so in the United States Senate. As your next senator, Julia will work tirelessly to grow our economy, cut taxes and regulations,
Oh, boy.
support our amazing farmers and fishermen, champion Louisiana oil and gas, unleash American energy dominance, promote made in the USA, keep our borders secure, stop migrant crime, ensure law and order, strengthen our military veterans,
Oh my
and
god, this is such a long rant.
protect our always under siege Second Amendment. Should she decide to enter this race, Julia Letlow has my complete and total endorsement. Run, Julia, run. President Donald J. Trump. So,
Oh my God.
that's Donald Trump endorsing Bill Cassidy's opponent.
Run,
That's-
Julia, run.
You know, that's where loyalty to Donald Trump gets you. It gets you
Bro.
summarily thrown under the bus the second he can exact any kind of
Saket, I need my Saket Tanuki. Look at this. There's always a... Saket Tanuki used to be a Bosch person. You need to get Saket Tanuki here. Okay, you need to somehow... I think Winter Olympics opening ceremony is on right now. We don't care about that. We only care about Winter Olympics when we only care about Winter Olympics when it's related to cock size, okay? Other than that, we don't really care. Also, you need to tell Saket Tanuki that there's a new big Polish streamer in town, okay? You need to say that Bosch used to be the Polish streamer, and you need to say Lucy is now the big Polish streamer. It's time, okay? It's time to switch to a new cool Polish streamer. A new cool Polish streamer that is cool, which is Lucy.
petty vengeance.
Talk about a special victims unit.
Yay! I got to use that perfectly. Look at the rabbits, George.
Okay, I'm not gonna do sound. Sounds are embarrassing, okay? I will
Yeah,
never
buddy.
do the sound thing.
Just keep looking at those rabbits. Bill Cassidy. How the degradation, like, how do these people live with themselves after spending
Very easily.
years degrading themselves,
They live-
spewing
He's asking if I
lies
saw
and
Anna's
bigotry in
or
order to get on this
Francesca's
man's
video on
good
Anna's
side,
fake apology?
and then
Yep.
like
It might be getting
they
clipped.
just
for
one
my-
day they're
Wait, what the hell?
A lot of people have already made some of the same commentary on it that I would have made, where it's like how she talks about American citizens, whereas like it does.
Oh, it's this person. I don't know why, but some other parallel video has just started.
entire political future just completely gets smoked.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand how they stay loyal to this guy. They are
I sadly understand it perfectly well.
licking fetish. It is getting to the point where that's the only explanation, you know? But best of luck, Bill Cassidy. Maybe if you like
May the force
pull a
be with you.
Bubba, your man will love you enough to rescind this endorsement and endorse you. Who can say? But all that being said,
Your Mao.
let me know what you think in the comments. Hit that like button.
True.
Consider subscribing and leave a comment longer than 8 words. Apparently, it helps.
Yes.
Remember, folks, in order to
Wait,
fight
a
this, we
comment
get
needs to be
organized.
longer than 8 words? That means that a comment that says comment does not help me, okay?
Join your local Dems, join your local DSA. Let's build up our coalition and get some shit done on the local level.
True, let's do some shitting, okay? Let's do some shitting.
And maybe then on the state level and then on the national level.
And then
you know,
international and then universal.
And last but not least, check out ImogeneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. It's very comfortable,
Wow.
non-tucking lingerie. Check it out.
Does it give you an unfair advantage in skiing, though? That is the question, okay? Does that give you any unfair advantages when it comes to sports? This lingerie?
Colors and styles coming in the near future.
Does it have extra fabric?
So, please check it out. Link down in the doobly-doo.
Okay, we're done with this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, the Blair White Project. What the hell is this? This is definitely slop. But I did not even know that this was a channel. So I'm gonna save this for slop, okay? The big transition. Oh, I feel like this is going to be require a debunk. The real reason I moved back to California. Has Ice gone too far? Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll watch this. Maybe this is not slop. I wonder. Blair White is a very strong pro-Trump person. Very strong pro-Trump person. So I'm really curious is a sycophant, a far-righter like Blair White will actually be willing to admit, yeah, okay, killing citizens is not okay. Okay, this is not for slop. This is for here. Ice is for here. Even if I am watching slop content creators, then I want to know, okay?
Is it something in the water in Minnesota? In the water in Minnesota? Or is it just the bananas and rice? Because I feel like all the craziest stories are coming out of Minnesota right now.
Yeah, is it something in the water in Minnesota that ICE agents, state agents murder citizens? What the fuck is this intro? Yeah, of course, it's just that it's about Minnesota. It's totally not about governmental overreach. No, it's Minnesota. This problem is definitely just Minnesota specific. It will not replicate itself anywhere else.
And some of these stories are not a laughing matter at all. Death never is. We're going to go over that. But I do just have to say,
Some of it is not laughing matter, but most of it is. Whoa, I'm gonna laugh. This is so pathetic. This is such Blair White material that it's not even funny.
I feel like a lot of this could be explained by just acknowledging that Minnesotians, is that what they're called, are spiritually Canadian. Like, they just are. And
Yeah, a lot of it is not laughing matter, but I'm going to turn this whole topic into a joke by saying that people from Minnesota are just spiritual Canadians. Haha, how funny. Minnesotans are not bootlicking brown-nosing Trump psycho fans. How funny.
I feel like that alone explains a lot. However,
Yeah, this is political commentary from the right, okay? I'm very tempted to just put it in the slop category, but you know what? This is actually right-wing political commentary. This is unironically the level at which many far-right pundits operate.
we have to get into this. ICE is on the tip of everyone's tongue right now. That's the big issue. And it's creating, similar to COVID, like this two worldviews that are totally irreconcilable.
Wow. Okay, deep commentary. Oh, there's division. There's political division. There's polarization. Who would have known? Who would have guessed that there would be polarization over this?
Seeing people watching the exact same videos, especially with the Renee Good situation. That video, when I watched it,
Okay, let's see what Blair White's take on this was.
I was like, I can see my perspective, but
Coward.
I know that people from another perspective are going to see the exact opposite video.
Okay, what was your perspective then, Blair White? Do you have the courage to actually give us any of your own opinions? Do you?
do feel as though the Alex Pretty situation, which was the man who was shot, I believe he was an ICU nurse, he was shot yesterday and killed by ICE, which is a tragedy. And so if you think
A tragedy? This is the language of people that downplay crime, by the way. A tragedy. A tragedy happened. Okay, sure. It was a tragedy. Just like the Holodomor was just a tragedy. Just like the Holocaust was just a tragedy.
I'm going to come on here and do the Megyn Kelly, which I saw a clip of her talking about.
Yeah, it's just a tragedy. Brilliant. You know, an unforeseen tragedy.
And I was like, just a little disgusted. You know what I mean? Like, you don't ever dance on people's graves. I'm always consistent about that. I've always said that. Did we not see how ugly that was, obviously, when Charlie Kirk died? How it was just, and you still see it, just viral tweet after viral tweet, Instagram, TikTok.
This is your brain on political commentary on the right. This is your level of analysis. And people eat it up. How many views does this have? How many views does this brainlet have? 83,000.
Of people, you know, spitting on his grave, dancing on his grave. It was so ugly and disgusting. And so I don't see them as the same as Charlie Kirk by any means. And so we'll break that down. However,
I don't see it. I don't think she's capable of breaking anything down, actually.
it's just disrespectful to talk badly of dead people. And I feel that way, like, truly. I also
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
think it would be so ignorant to not acknowledge the fact that the media, celebrities, social media trends, all of that has been hyping.
Trans? Wait, did she just say trans? Or
White
trends?
The media, like, truly. I also think it would be so ignorant to not acknowledge the fact that the media, celebrities, social media trends, all of that has been hyping white people, to be specific, white people up to physically fight ICE. Do you remember the huge trend?
What the fuck? What? The media has been hyping up white people to fight ICE? Citation needed? What is this stupid analysis? This is a non... Again, Blair White's analysis is basically just jumping to any stupidest conspiracy that you can think of and rolling with it.
Of teachers making TikTok saying they were going to fight ICE physically.
Oh wow, TikTok videos. Well, that definitely speaks to an organized campaign of the media and everybody to make white people fight ICE. Yeah, thank you. That is the evidence that I needed. A random person from TikTok.
You're not rocking anybody, Ash.
Again, this is just This is very, very disturbing, actually, that everything can be turned into a culture war nonsense shit. Everything. Even what is happening with ICE right now is actively being turned by right-wing pundits into nonsensical culture war topics, such as this.
Ashley, you're not rocking anybody. Every January, we all tell ourselves the exact same thing. This year, I'm gonna quit. And
It's just everything can be. I think a lot of this is very serious, which is why I'm just going to unceremoniously turn this whole topic into a joke. Great. Brilliant.
feels like a wonderful reset. But I also love Journey Pack. You'll get a free fume topper. If you
Also,
use-
here's the sponsor for the day. Amazing. Oh, there is governmental overreach and citizens are being murdered by ICE, even though they don't have the jurisdiction of the police, so they should not be even trying to apprehend citizens. Well, let's watch TikTok and let's mock some random woman on TikTok.
Underground Railroad, this is like your moment to live up to all the movies you've watched. It's just not gonna work. You cannot choose actively. And this is the uncomfortable truth about the Renee Good shooting that people don't want to acknowledge.
What's the uncomfortable truth about Renee Good shooting?
She was part of a resistance group that specifically set out vocally and said they were going to obstruct ICE when
Of course. Random TikTok people said they were physically going to fight with ICE. Therefore, anyone that protests against ICE was part of the violent movement. Brilliant, just brilliant. Brilliant analysis. It's just common sense, isn't it?
they were trying to make arrests. So
Uncomfortable truths being spoken right here. Am I supposed to treat this seriously?
the idea that you can go with the intention of interfering with a law enforcement operation.
And not die is pretty silly, right? The idea that you can just want to obstruct ICE and not be ready to die. How naive.
Do you deserve to die? No. Do you deserve violence? No.
So what is this then? What is this ramble then?
But you don't have a right to do that either. And
What the fuck? Then what are you even trying to say here?
so you're putting yourself in a situation. And this is where it comes to
Oh, you don't deserve violence. You don't deserve death. But you're putting yourself in a situation. What? What the fuck? What is this double speak? But you're putting yourself in a situation.
personal responsibility that no one ever wants to be part of the conversation. You cannot encourage people to go out there and physically, but if you want to, you know what I'm saying? If that's really the choice you're making, for me, I feel like if I ever...
Also, it comes off as pretty pathetic from the right side of the aisle. It comes off as so pathetic from the far right, from the right wing, where on everyday basis, the right wing is the people that say we need our Second Amendment, we need our governmental secured rights to hold arms, because you know what? What if the government overreaches? We will need our guns then. Now that there's actual governmental overreach, suddenly all that goes away. Suddenly the only real solution to that is to kneel down and kiss the boots of the people that oppress you. It's just the only way. Officers of ICE can treat you like shit. They can break any law under the sun. They can treat you like a non-citizen, like a non-entity. And all you can do is bow down because, oh my God, if you even dare to try to make them feel like you resist, I guess your life is forfeit at that point. I guess your life is forfeit at that point. Yeah, you have to be the correct, you have to be the correct protesters. And by correct protesters, you need to protest in favor of overturning elections in favor of Donald Trump. Then you'll be pardoned. But if you're gonna protest against ICE officers brutalizing citizens, and I guess you deserve to be shot. You're putting yourself in a situation after all, you see. Hey, but let's not think about that. Let's not think about governmental officers that don't have the jurisdiction, that don't even have the authority that the police has, shooting citizens. Let's not think about that. Let's mock some TikTok lady, right? Let's make some fun of TikTok people talking about physically standing up against ICE. Let's do that. Let's turn this whole serious topic, very serious topic, into a culture war topic. Amazing. This is amazing.
Put my boots on, got in my car, and went to, with the intention, try to stop someone being arrested. I would fully expect I would be shot for that. I fully would expect I'd be hurt for that.
There you go. I don't think they deserve to be shot, but actually I think they deserve to be shot. What is this pathetic doublespeak?
Specifically talking more so about the Renee Good situation. Does that mean she should have died? No. Does it mean that she should not have been convinced, brainwashed, or pushed to believe that she could actually go and try to stop somebody getting arrested by federal officers? Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah, federal officers don't have the jurisdiction to arrest people. They only have the jurisdiction to check if somebody's legally or illegally in the US. They're not cops. God.
It was never going to work out for her in any kind of a way that she would have found remotely positive. And unfortunately, it worked out in the worst way.
Yeah, just bend over and let the government fuck you over, I guess. It's just pathetic.
And now I believe she was a mother to multiple children. Now there's children without a mother. There's so many different things to unpack in this. First is just the presence of ICE, period. I think it's important to remember that ICE is operating in every state, every major city, every county in America. These tragedies are localizing specifically in Minnesota, and you have to wonder why. It just so happens to be in the state that was just, found out to be engaging in billions of dollars of fraud with the whole Somali daycare situation. I wonder, though, how realistic it is that someone like Tim Walz is hyping up a situation, encouraging a situation, fanning the flames of a situation in order to distract from the fact that he was just caught engaging in billions of dollars of fraud. And then it was starting to come out again, resurfacing that woman who was the only person to not vote for funds for all of this fraud was found assassinated, and the guy they arrested allegedly said that Tim Walz put him up to it. All I'm asking is to be fair.
This is so pathetic. Find one source of Tim Walz encouraging violence. You can't. Source from Blair White? Forget about it. That's a good joke coming from the audience, coming from Polyphonica in the audience, okay? A source from Blair White. Uh-huh. What else? What else do you want? Good one.
I just acknowledge that violence, especially from the state, is never okay. So libs, if you could just acknowledge that maybe there's something shady about that would be great. I am willing to hear you guys out about ICE being bad, about the overall methods being used by the administration right now being bad. If you had literally any alternative plan or idea for how to deal with the 10 million plus illegal immigrants that were let in the last administration, the idea that shouldn't be dealt with. I understand that some of you will then concede and say, well, I also agree, but it's just the methods. Okay, but what is the alternative? Because there is no positive optic method for deporting that many people. That is a crazy undertaking. 170 American citizens have been detained during this time of ICE, for which they've deported 660,000 illegal immigrants. So that brings it to a 99.97% success rate, their operations. There are some tragic...
This is such bullshit. This is such bullshit narrative, okay? Not every undocumented citizen, this is undocumented citizen, what a slip. Not every undocumented immigrant deserves to be deported. Just mass deportation across the board is not a success story. It's not a successful strategy. I will go as far as to say that is harmful to the US to do that. It is harmful to remove people that have been working in the United States, trying to build a life in the United States, probably contributed to the United States economy, probably did the jobs that many people do not want to do. Just deport across the board without any process, without any checking into the situation of the person. Like, look at the 5-year-old kid that we just read about. His father came into the country legally. We don't know any details. Suddenly, they want to deport the father, I assume, and the 5-year-old kid. For what? Deportation for the sake of deportation is just stupid. It's just stupid populist policy for the sake of earning a voter base. That's it. That is the only reason to do it. And then brain-led sycophants like Blair White will clap like seals, not knowing even what they are clapping for. Because they hear a slogan and they like it. What? If somebody's, let's say that somebody's on temporary card in the United States, I assume that is a system that exists in the US, that you can get a temporary card, temporary work card, temporary just stay card for a year, and then it just expires or is being close to expiry date. You don't suddenly say, oh, your card is up, deported. No, we give them a chance to actually prolong their stay, right? Even though technically speaking, they are undocumented at the time of... Does that make sense? Well, does that make sense?
Outliers and mistakes here being made, and I can acknowledge that as someone on, my side and my perspective of things. I feel like
No,
if you're
you
listening to
cannot.
the media or even social media, you would think we're in some Disney movie right now.
Disney movie? I don't think Blair White reads. Okay, I don't think Blair White reads the media. I don't think Blair White follows the media whatsoever. I don't think Blair White follows any serious journalism on this topic. Blair White is not interested in that. Blair White is interested in feeding her audience a bunch of culture war. That's it. That is all. She's not interested in factual, genuine reporting on the situation. Not in the slightest.
1930s Germany all over again. You even have Tim Walz comparing this to Anne Frank.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside.
Yeah, they are afraid. And not just in Minnesota. Children in Florida are afraid of being just kidnapped by ICE. That is a real phenomenon, not just in Minnesota. It's a real phenomenon all over the US. It is also a fact that people are being racially profiled and stopped by ICE randomly. Non-stop. My editor was randomly stopped by ICE. Why? Because he is not white presenting. That's why.
Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota.
That was almost our vice president.
Okay. What's wrong with this? I don't see a problem here. As a Polish Jewish person, in fact, I don't see a problem with this. If you send intimidating thugs after people and after children, and ICE absolutely does use children as bargaining chips to capture their parents, then yeah, you're gonna have children that are afraid, hiding. I don't see a problem.
Compare Anne Frank, who died in a concentration camp at 15, to ICE offering illegal immigrants $1,000 and a free plane ride home.
Yeah, ICE are just wonderful people that are just offering you a free ride and $1,000. Of course, nothing wrong with ICE. ICE are wonderful people. Hello, Incub. Polyphonica says, I hate how she's smugly talking about it like it's so obvious he's being ridiculous. Yeah, that's just silly.
The story of the ICE detaining the 5-year-old, it was kind of the most embarrassing piece of propaganda I've seen in a long time.
Is it?
Blatantly, like it took 2 seconds to find out that it was actually a father being arrested. And so, unfortunately, when you do things that can get you arrested, your child may or may not be with you at the time you're arrested. That's what happens when you commit crimes, when you stay in a country illegally, right? Consequences for actions. The father abandoned the 5-year-old boy. So then ICE just has a 5-year-old boy on their hands. So what are they going to do?
Detain him, of course. We gotta detain the 5-year-old boy and then deport him, right?
Try to take it to the mother. And apparently the mother even didn't allow the boy into the house. But then all you see is the headline, ICE detains 5-year-old boy, as if that's something even remotely.
Yeah, and wants to deport him. Also, the father came into the country legally. Are we gonna forget about that part, that the father got into the country legally? Are we gonna forget about that part?
Legal. There's this video right here of this white woman, a nurse, talking about injecting ICE agents with poison.
I thought of something good.
Oh, again, TikTok, the most serious of all places. TikTok, again, culture war shit. Let's turn it into a culture war shit moment. Let's talk about TikTok. Blair White is one of the more serious political pundits, isn't she? With 688,000 subscribers.
Stuff in the weird spot. Sabotage tactic, or at least scare tactic. All the medical providers, grab some syringes with needles on the end. Have them full of saline or succinylcholine, whatever. That will probably be a deterrent.
So when you can be on TikTok encouraging people to inject.
Oh, brilliant. You have individuals that say crazy things on TikTok. That definitely means something. That definitely cancels out the governmental overreach of ICE. Individuals on TikTok. Are we being serious right now? Is this the serious political analysis that I can expect from the right wing?
ICE agents with poison. ICE agents are people too. So if we don't want them to be quicker to shoot, then maybe
what the fuck?
Have to be, or we want them to be.
I don't, it doesn't matter if it's harmless or not. I'm sorry, individual people making videos on TikTok does not cancel out overreach from the federal government. Is this a serious argument that is being fronted here? Individuals better stop making scary TikTok videos, or else don't be surprised that citizens will be shot by ICE? Really? Seriously? I guess this is a serious argument now. This is like, we're being serious. We're being completely...
Which I will agree has been the case recently.
Oh, wow. Thank you for, I don't know, begrudgingly agreeing that that ICE is...
Then maybe let's tell the people who are making videos talking about injecting them, one ICE agent got his finger bit off.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it is the serious argument that is being fronted here. It actually is. Yep.
They're being doxxed, like all these things. Like that temperature, that dial should be turned down as well, because everyone judges these videos of these people passing away.
Wow.
And they're going frame by frame, right? Like, no, technically this is where he should have shot, but he shot too soon, or the tire was aimed this way at this 90-degree angle, or this is the second that this happened. They don't have the luxury in the moment of doing that. These ICE officers or the victims, they don't have the luxury of analyzing the situation they're in. When it comes to a heated combative situation.
Yeah, the heated combative situation of a lady trying to drive off in her car. Or a nurse trying to help a lady that has been thrown to the ground. The heated combative situation.
Where firearms are involved.
Yeah, in a holster, tucked away, legally.
It goes down sometimes. And if we want to mitigate that, then the temperature needs to be turned down from everybody. From everybody. Because again, if you guys have any alternatives other than just letting illegal immigrants stay here for all of eternity, just allowing them also to vote, because don't forget, Ilhan Omar actually just posted this, and I was like, wow, that's really what it's about. Quote, ICE will leave Minnesota if you hand over your voter rolls, tells you everything you need to know. This was never about immigration or fraud. It was always about rigging elections, which is so crazy because the projection, I mean, she's telling you right there, these illegal immigrants in Minnesota are being protected first and foremost because they are voters. Because they're voters. So that's the uncomfortable reality. 10 million plus illegal immigrants were let in this.
Yeah, that's the uncomfortable reality is that illegal immigrants, asylum seekers, with undocumented people coming for work, it's all being just squashed together in a disgusting pile that the far right does not want to, the far right does not care, okay? That is the uncomfortable, that is I'm very comfortable about talking about this truth.
Country in the last administration. I guess what it feels like is just, we have this massive problem, which first of all, we can't even agree is a problem, which is illegal immigrants staying in our country for all of eternity. A problem caused by y'all, libs, first of all. And now that we're trying to find a solution to it, of course, there's just no solution that's appropriate for you guys. I swear to God, there are people who I feel like don't even understand that other countries enforce their borders. Like, I feel like a lot of people engage in this conversation legitimately think that they could just go over to Switzerland, even Canada, even Mexico, and like just stay there and not get deported. And just never get their paper. Like, I don't know. This whole line, ICE is kidnapping people. What kind of kidnappers take you back home? How does that make sense? Not just taking you back home, giving.
I've already talked about this, okay? Not everybody's situation is the same. It's all just, it's just flattening the whole topic to the point of it being ridiculous.
You $1,000 in a free flight. So it's just the hysterics for me. But I can't acknowledge where things have gone wrong, and it is incredibly tragic. And so you're not going to have someone here talking about this that like doesn't care, obviously. I also support.
Yeah, you don't care. You do not care.
Legal protest.
The fact that you turned it into a culture war situation is evident that you do not care, actually. That you went to TikTok for arguments. That is clear indication that you don't care, in my opinion.
Yes, that's a given. However, what we're not going to do is act as if hundreds of people protesting somehow overrides the fact that tens of millions of people voted for mass deportations. I mean, we just have to kind of get real here.
Mm. Mm.
And we can tighten ship and talk about how ICE can do better. And unfortunately for y'all, that does include turning the temperature on them down. It just does.
Yeah, I'm
But no one
sorry.
wants to hear that.
I feel like it's really ridiculous to conflate overreach of the government once again and the weaponization of federal agents whose job is to investigate undocumented immigrants and TikTok videos. It is just so unserious that I just don't know. Mm. Oh, yes.
There's never a peep from any of y'all about the victims of migrant crimes. And then when there are really public murders, violent crimes towards people who maybe fall in our camp, a Charlie Kirk, or when the president was shot at and barely, missed the
This whole conflation is also very ridiculous. Treating immigration as a big blob and oh wow, some immigrant committed a crime. You're so quiet about it. And then the guy in our camp, it's our camp, Charlie Kirk, your camp, all immigrants? It's just what the fuck? What is this brain rot? What is this brainless analysis, political analysis? Our camp, your camp. What the hell? What is this? This is just so ridiculous.
bullet. Like, we see how y'all act, and so it makes it difficult to acknowledge anything. Lucky for y'all, I am one of these people that will acknowledge it, because death is death and murder is horrible. And I believe all people are children of God. We're all equal. I truly believe that. So I can give you that. And it is sad. But what am I getting in return by this compromise? Because I would like a little bit of something kicked back. Because it seems like the only acceptable position is ICE is the Gestapo. ICE is literal 1930s Germany. And we can't deport anyone because deportations are bad. That's like the only acceptable position to y'all. And you're not going to get that from...
Yeah, it is bad. Believe it or not. How you all act. How you all act is TikTok videos of people saying they will do violence, okay? Again, it's pathetic. It's pathetic to turn this topic of all topics into a culture war thing. Like, I cannot stress this enough. There's nothing more pathetic than turning what is happening right now into a culture war thing.
I'm so sorry. Someone posted, I hope everything happens to you that you want to happen to illegal immigrants. And I was like, to go home and live peacefully in their own country? Okay. It's just two irreconcilable viewpoints here as it goes, but that's where I'm at with ICE. Thank you so much to Fume for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Make sure you guys check them out in the link below or the QR code somewhere on the screen. Subscribe to this channel as well as my main channel. Follow me on X, Instagram, TikTok, all the things, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Mm, the Winter Olympics. Emily. Okay. Oh God. I still can't get over the cock story. I'm sorry. All right, we've done. Brilliant, brilliant political commentary as always from the right wing. Very telling. You guys in your camp, we guys on our camp. You say this in your camp, but you say this about our camp. This is a political pundit. Culture wars. Citizens were killed by government officials, by government officers. Well, have you considered that this lady has made a TikTok video and it's bad? Have you considered that? Have you considered stopping that? Okay, I think we've had enough. We've done some beautiful topics. We've streamed politics for 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna stop for now. I'm gonna do some working. Okay, I'm gonna see you. All right. I'm gonna eat something. I'm gonna see you later. Bye-bye.